Okay, so for those of you new to the class, I'll just speak for a few minutes, a Dharma nugget, which if you wanted to listen to later, I record them so you can find them on YouTube. And then we sit for about 40 minutes and I lead to about halfway through that. And then there's about 10 minutes at the end for some sort of inquiry, or if you'd like to say something about your practice. And that's it. So this morning, I thought I'd talk just a little bit about one of what U Tejaniya calls the 3 yogi jobs. So I quite like the idea of being a yogi without doing any yoga at all. It's just another way of talking about practitioners or meditators. So the 3 jobs for the yogi: to be aware, to have right view, and to continue to be aware. So quite straightforward. Be aware with right view, and continue to be aware. And you can, well, I've equated those with 3 aspects of practice, or 3 aspects of the Noble Eightfold Path, actually, I was talking about over the weekend. So mindfulness, right view, and right effort, which are all part of the right attitude, the right way of practicing. So there are another 3 which I think equate. And I wanted to focus this morning on the 3rd yogi job, that of continue to be aware, and how right effort, continuity fits in there. So I think with right effort and with continuity of awareness, it can be helpful to notice when we give awareness a bit of a timeout. I can't be aware. The times when implicitly that is what the mind is saying. Oh, I can't be aware. I'm too busy. I'm too tired. Maybe even too happy. I'm really enjoying this. So therefore, that we lose that impetus to be aware, to just be present with the mind that's happy. What's that mind like? What are the aspects of that mind that are really helpful to practice, and are there any aspects of it that are a bit unhelpful? Yeah, so notice the views in the mind that hinder continuity and that interrupt that right effort. Again, Sayadaw U Tejaniya, he says how it's easier to be aware when we're ill, when we're sick, actually, because there's no resistance in the mind, or there's very little resistance. We just don't have the energy to resist what's happening, and so therefore it's makes awareness quite simple. I also find I just don't have the energy to distract myself when I feel quite unwell. So that, again, there's a simplicity of activity. Second thing, just remembering the continuity of awareness is built through a tiny amount of effort or energy, but applied really, really regularly. Not a big push, but just again and again and again, refreshing awareness quite regularly. If you like, remembering to be aware again and again, in quite a subtle way. You're not sort of hammering it in, but just, oh, sometimes I'll just say to myself, present moment, present moment. That's all the work that I need to give the mind to do, is just have a continuity of attention in the present moment with right view. And through those moments, I think there's just a trust that through those moments that more continuity will come. So initially, I think we're thinking with effort that it comes more through a personal type of effort. It's effort that, if you like, we need to apply or be conscious of. when there's some continuity, when there's momentum, then that effort becomes self-generating in a way. It's being generated and there's certain momentum. So we just need to check that that's still going. But personal effort and patience, I think, are the two things in the beginning. And patience because it can feel like nothing is happening. It can feel like the mind is getting as taken away as ever. But actually that patient persistence really helps. It really helps you keep going, keep faith with moment of awareness is enough. And remembering too the place of right view. Continuity also comes through right view and wisdom moments in the mind. And what those wisdom moments bring, I think, is a real understanding of the value of awareness. I think often where we're not putting in a regular energy or effort is there isn't really a clear understanding of the value that awareness brings to the mind. When we really, when there's when we value the state of awareness, what's that like? What does that feel like? What's the mind quality then? When we understand more of the abilities that awareness brings to the mind state. So we can investigate through the awareness that's clearly knowing what's happening. Investigate those times when, there's value and appreciation in awareness, and seeing the motivation that brings, the interest in the practice brings at that time. And when we're motivated to practice, when there's interest in the practice, then of course that in itself will bring more continuity. There's more, we're sort of incentivized to practice, to be present, and we're finding when interest is there, we're also finding joy and satisfaction just in the mind that's aware itself, rather than the objects that are appearing. They may not be very interesting at all, but actually the quality of the mind that is knowing those things can be fascinating. Okay, I'll leave it there.